1 in 10 men have experienced rape, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner, and yet we also hear from our male contacts that they are simply not believed or taken seriously when reporting their abuse to family, friends, or law enforcement. Men are socialized not to express their feelings or see themselves as victims. On an average, 24 people per minute are victims of physical violence by an intimate partner. So violence can and does happen to men too. This is the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour, and we stand our ground to break the silence, cycle, and chain of abuse. Jeremy Rashad Brown was born in Columbus, Mississippi, June 24th, 1994, to Teresa Brown Thompson. He graduated from BC High School class of 2001. He was a member of Friendship Baptist Church, worked for National Sales of Lease. He is the father of Jeremiah, Zaniah, Messiah, and Josiah Brown. Married for 7 years to Khadijah Porter Brown, February 11, 2016 is when they exchanged vows. Life was tragically taken due to domestic violence, and he was laid to rest April 7th, 2023. Let's join in discussion, showing respect for Jeremy's Brown family while standing together and in unity against domestic violence. Hello, everyone. It's Spicy Gray here. I am the CEO and founder of the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. Before we get into our discussion and bring our guests, our cast members in, we're going to go over a few announcements. The first thing we have with the Spicy Gray, we have the Purple Heart raffle going on for Mother's Day. All you have to do is go to the post where it mentions the Mother's Day Purple Heart gift basket raffle. Place a heart in the comment area and then inbox me your phone number, because on the day that we do the drawing, we call you live right here on the discussion hour. Also, the founder of J. Shanique's Poetry Corner has a poetry contest going on. All you have to do is post a poetry piece on the page. The deadline is April 30th. If you have any questions or need further information, please contact Mrs. Monica Baker. Tomorrow, April 16th, Small Set Apart is celebrating their 5th year anniversary out at Ingram Park Mall in San Antonio, Texas, from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. There will be refreshments, prizes, and live performances from local artists, poets, fashion show, and more. Join in with them as they network, build, and pray for one another. And now we bring in our cast members. All the way from Austin, Texas, we have our assistant co-host, Tanise. And from Kentucky, our speaker, Michael Fletcher. And from Indiana, he is the owner and founder of Spit One Radio. We have a special guest speaker, Mr. Jones. How are y'all doing this evening?
Okay, how's it going?
Going good. Well, this topic today is going to be very emotional. We do ask y'all to have parental guidance with your children because there's extreme violence, and also there is very strong language within the videos, which we are going to first show before we actually get into our discussion. So y'all sit tight as we go ahead and let you see the video that was placed on Facebook Live on March 25th. So please be advised, this video is very, very, very violent.
People want to have something to say, but he ain't here with his kids. He ain't helping. He left at 6:00. He left at 6:06 to go be with his mama.
Be on his mama kid instead of over here trying to cook something to eat.
Instead of trying to.
Why is there got to be a question about do I need to cook for the kids? Why is there a question?
And he don't never have to question. He don't want to question everybody's loyalty. But where is his loyalty at? But he want to talk about me when I am not doing. He want to talk about me when I'm not doing. Talk about unnecessary. Then he talking about calling the police. Talk about I'm gonna get my stuff. But you got 4 kids and a wife. It's 7:36. He can't even be.
He can't even come here and cook for these kids.
He can't even come here and cook for the kids.
He got to be at work at 8 o'clock.
Nah, matter of fact, he got to be at work at 9.
Okay, well he still got time to cook for these kids.
And then he got to go pick up his. He got to go pick up his buddy from his job, Law.
Well, he need to tell Law he need to get his mama car and go to work.
He pick up his buddy Law, take him to work back and forth every day.
I ain't got nothing to
but then,
nobody, helping nobody, but if Law
but he can't put gas in both cars.
That's what I'm saying. If Law ain't getting him no gas money to go to work, talking about people got stuff. Okay, you wanna put it like that? Oh, I got stuff to do too. I'm over here. I got stuff to do too. I'm over here. I'm over here cooking breakfast.
Yeah, what you on the phone with?
I'm talking about
I'm over here.
No, you ain't trying to get ready for work. Look at him. This is a sad case, y'all. He getting his stuff Look at that. Sad case as a father.
Okay, Jeremy, what is the conversation you want to have?
We good.
Yeah, and your baby in the room.
Conversation you want to have?
We good. If give me my phone, bro. Don't snatch
What is the conversation you want to have?
What the conversation?
Get out my
He said,
phone.
what's the
Don't touch
conversation?
me. Don't touch me. I call the police over here. Do not touch me.
He said, what's the conversation y'all want to have?
Get on me.
What's the conversation you want to have?
Oh, I'm finna send in. Don't get she touch me, dude.
Ain't nobody touching.
I'm gonna send my cousin over here. Do not touch me,
Don't
bro.
call nobody over here.
Oh,
What is
baby,
the conversation?
tell your daughter to keep her hands on
What
me.
is the
Tell your
conversation?
daughter to keep her hands on me.
You the one slap me.
Say you
You the one slap me. Hit me now. Hit me now.
Keep your hands on me.
What is-
What's up, man?
I'm still asking what is the conversation?
Oh man, that's what I'm finna do. I'm finna get out. I ain't really trying to argue at all. I'm just trying to get my.
No, you want to go tell your family about this and about that. You want to do this.
I'm trying to leave from over here and pee, man. I ain't trying to argue at all.
Ain't nobody.
I'm going to take my car key off.
Yo, my key.
Stop. What is the conversation?
No, what's the conversation? What's the conversation?
Keep your hands on.
What's the conversation?
Keep your hands on. Don't touch me, bro.
What's the conversation?
Move, bro. I'm trying to get ready for work, man. Go.
How you getting ready for work?
What is going on? That's all
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm over here doing. Talking about I don't do nothing for the kids. I don't do nothing. I do what I can when I can.
understand.
But like I said, don't keep putting me in situations that's not my problem. And then, like I said, this is your family. You supposed to be here helping take care of
He
these
ain't straight.
kids.
He want to
No, you're not good because you're not here taking care of these kids.
He want to go call everybody.
Keep your hands on me,
Stop,
bro. Don't touch me again.
Touch you.
Jason, send that over here. We'll make it easy. Send that over here. I'm gonna do it just like that. Send that over here.
Ain't nobody finna come over here and do
Send that over
nothing.
here. Get your hands off me, bro. Stop touching me.
Need
Move.
to stop.
Send that over here, Jason.
Ain't nobody coming over here.
Don't lick me, bro. Sit down. Get your motherfucking hands on me, bro. Stop touching me, bro.
Stop.
Stop touching
I'm
me.
gonna kill you. Murder scene,
Don't
murder
touch me again.
Stop.
Let go.
Ain't-
Touch me. Touch me again.
Ain't nobody.
Touch me a motherfucking again.
Stop. Put
Touch me
me in.
again.
Ain't nobody finna do
Don't go
nothing.
putting a gun
Ain't
on me.
nobody finna do nothing.
Open the car, put it on you got to do.
Ain't
Don't
nobody.
worry about it.
Stop.
Don't worry about it. Touch me
Stop.
again. Touch me again.
Stop. Yeah.
Touch me again.
Yeah. Stop. Yeah,
Touch me
bitch.
again.
Stop. Stop. I'm not over here for this.
Motherfucker gonna keep her
I
hands
kill
on me,
your
bro.
ass, not bitch. Stop. Nobody, I can get out my bed for this.
Man, people so
Stop.
fucking, man. Now I lose my shoes, man.
Oh, you ain't getting nothing. Everything in the top belong to me.
Stop. Get somewhere and sit down. Y'all gonna have to stop all this. Cause then y'all wonder why the kids. Stop! Help me!
damn swing around like that. His body's not in that position. The guns, they wasn't, because I mean, the guns over here, and he was shot in the back of the head, and he fell that way. He was walking away, and a bitch.
This woman accused of killing her husband on Facebook Live. Khadijah Brown is charged with murder after this Saturday morning shooting at Green Tree Apartments. Lowndes County Sheriff Eddie Hawkins says Brown and her husband, 28-year-old Jeremy Brown, have been arguing most of the night. He tells WCBI the husband was allegedly trying to leave the apartment and defuse the situation before being shot. The entire incident was being played out live on Facebook. Deputies recovered a handgun along with shell casing. Bond for Khadijah Brown is set at $750,000.
Now, I know some might say, why play the video with the children in the back, but we have to show how serious it is and how it affects the children. And some people don't understand how this really traumatically affect children in the home when they are seeing violence like this. So I know that was very emotional to watch and hear. And this actually happened on March 25th. But as it was stated, they was arguing all night. Now, I know there has been a history to where, it's hard for men, and, we're talking about specifically men in domestic violence, to speak up because, we spoken before, Denise, about how in the upcoming men are not to speak out. Men are not to express themselves. But people don't believe that it's not just women that's involved in domestic violence. There are really men that have been abused also in marital situations. So coming to that video, I'm gonna first go to Mr. Jones to allow him to give his feeling about that when he's seen that.
It's kind of hard to not even watch, but just listen to. Just listening to the kids alone is heart-wrenching because I don't think no child should ever have to be the victim of death. Not in that manner, not in the manner of murder. I don't think so.
Exactly. And I feel the same way. I'm very strongly about exposing children to certain things because whatever you expose to them, it affects their walk in life. It affects an outcome because they are traumatized by it. Now, over to Fletcher. Fletcher, when you seen this video, I know you expressed to me that it was hard for you to look at this video. Could you give us your opinion and your feeling towards this?
This it really hit close to home because I was in a similar situation with my oldest two kids' mother. She had that same type of personality, always bringing people outside of the relationship into our business instead of trying to fix what we needed to between us. And there was times where I didn't know if this was going to happen to me. Like there was times where I feared that this would happen to me. And so just to see that played out and think that it could have been me, and to see and hear the way that she went about it, to me, it seems like it was premeditated. Her going on live, I feel like she was trying to set herself up for an alibi before everything transpired, because she just kept antagonizing the guy, and she just kept just doing little things to try to get and provoke a side of him that she didn't get. And I applaud him for not getting that reaction, because most men would have went to that reaction. And it's just unfortunate and sad. And for now, those children have to lose both parents. I mean, it's just, and for the fact that the grandmother instigated a lot of it. And then when it get to a certain point, and then she wants to say, stop it and stuff, when all that could have been avoided.
Exactly. And, my thing is that, when you're in an argument, there comes a place in a point in time to where the kids are in the home, and no matter how you try to do it by telling them to go into the room, they still can hear what's going on. So they
Mhm.
still taking this in. Now, Denise, your opinion on this and how you feel about it?
Yeah, because this is the first time I got to see the video of Fresh Eyes. And that was traumatic. That was traumatic. I was over here about to cry back here, but that was traumatic to watch those children go through that. I mean, it was a flashback because I had an incident as a child, seeing things myself as a child. So those children would absolutely never forget what happened. They're gonna be forever traumatized, and it's the mother and the grandmother's fault. It could have stopped.
Yes, I agree. And I mean, if this here was shown, it was just not Facebook Live, but it's been played numerous times across social media, and everybody has their opinions. And I know the things that I've seen, they do feel like the grandmother should be in jail.
Yeah.
And watching this video, because I mean, at first I was like, well, no, she shouldn't go to jail. She didn't. I don't see what went wrong, but I watched that video like 4, 5, 6 times because there was missing pieces that I wasn't getting. But as they said, they had been arguing overnight. Now at this point, the way it looked like Jeremy did not want to argue. He just wanted to just take his stuff and go.
The work.
Mhm.
He was coming overwhelmed. Speaking on Joanne is the mother of Khadijah. I don't know if Khadijah called her over there or what happened, but I feel like one, she was in her child's business. One thing I don't believe in is keep your parents out your business.
It's supposed to be separate. It says it in the Bible. It separates yourself from your parents. That is your past.
Yeah, but for Joanne, the things that she was saying, I mean, tell me if you disagree or not, Mr. Jones, but to me, it was like she was just really instigating the situation, and she was making him feel like he was under attack.
Sorry about that. I feel that the mother is an accomplice. Absolutely. And here's why. If you go back and watch the video, like I said, it was a hard video to watch because when I'm watching stuff, it kind of leaves an imprint on me. If you listen to everything that little girl, well, this young woman said, she said everything that her mama repeated to her. Everything that came out of mom's mouth, that girl said. So that makes mom the cables on the battery. She charged the daughter up to do it. Then she wanted to make it die down, and it should have been over with when he walked in the door and said, "We cool, ain't nothing to talk about." That should have been the end of it right there.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been allowed to get his things and go if that's what he wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
I agree with that. I agree with that because I mean, to me, by the mother, if you really are a mother that's not trying to ruin your child's relationship, the one thing you want to do is look, Keithisha, let that man leave, let things die down. I'm over, which I don't understand. I have to say this because the part I just could not get is one, you hear her say he had to be at work at 9. It was 7:30. Mom is over there cooking for their kids. So what is Khadijah doing?
Right.
What is she doing?
And why did she have to have her mama come over to her home and cook?
Unless she lived there. What, did she live there or did she come?
No, because she even said, I didn't come over here for this.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's so.
So my thing is, yes, just like Mr. Jones said, she's an accomplice. That's just like saying you're accessory to the crime.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. There's a call.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
The instigator.
Yeah, because at the same time, did you hear Joanne in the background when she told Khadijah, go get the gun?
Yeah, I did hear that. I heard that right off.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then she said, "I'm going to kill you." I mean, it's premeditated. I don't understand how it's not first degree murder.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and just think about at this time if you're watching Jeremy, he's trying to stay calm,
He is.
and he's on the phone. And this is what kills me because I thought it was he was on the phone with his mother first, but he's on the phone with his uncle this whole entire time. So it's not just the children that got to live with that sound and seeing their dad, but the uncle's on the phone with him
Why is she
up to his last moments.
But do you know why is she not being charged with accessory to murder? I've seen people get charged
For less.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think what it is right now, let's see as time go on what happens, because right now it's still fresh.
Yes.
And you got to look at, Khadijah had it on live.
Yes.
And as you heard the cops at the end, let you know that she totally forgot that her phone was still on live.
Running the whole time.
So by her telling her mother, which she told her mother to go erase the live, didn't do no good.
Because it's live.
Because the cops ended up picking up the phone and it was still on live going with over 6.8K viewers on there.
It's already recorded and already shared.
So it was too late for you to tell your mom, go erase the live. But instead of erasing her live, her mom deleted the whole Facebook page.
It don't matter. It's still out there.
But see, my thing is what people don't understand, phones and computers is just like an elephant and a child. It's stored memory. No matter what you delete, it's still there.
Exactly.
It took a Bexar County Sheriff's Department to show me. I don't care if they deleted it. I still can bring it up.
Yeah, that's just like officers snatching your phone and call themselves deleting your phone and destroying your phone, but it went to cloud already. It's there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what mom didn't do no good.
No.
Now, my thing is that, she goes on here, and this is one thing I look at, and I know, I understand Teresa's point because, we talked about this. My thing, what bothered me was the fact that, on the comparison to Jeremy page, Jeremy on his page, no matter what's going on, because I know it is stated that they had a history of problems in the marriage. Now, they've been together and known each other since high school. Okay. All 4 kids, with the, that includes a set of twins, are theirs together.
Yes.
But my thing is, what bothered me was that if you go on Jeremy's page, when he posts, he's posting good things about his family, supporting his children, and what they're doing. And it's nothing that I've seen because his page is still up. It has not been erased. Everything positive was on his page about streak. And I mean, even his TikTok page. I found his TikTok page.
All family.
All about his children and family. Nothing negative.
You know what this is, though.
And my thing is, when she went on live, her reason of being so angry is because she claimed on there where she had posted that, because when her face, this was her Facebook page when it was up, but when she posted that one, he supposed to been cheating on her with this lady here. Okay. My thing is, I don't understand is that she put this negativity on Facebook about her husband because she's upset with him.
Yes, but I can guarantee she had no real proof.
But my thing is at the same time, this is what I speak about a lot, is that you put things on social media that shouldn't be on social media.
Right.
No matter what was going on in their marriage, Jeremy put her out there in a positive light. He showed and displayed on his page that he loved his wife, that he loved his children.
Even if he was cheating, he didn't put it out there.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, ain't no man gonna put out there that they cheating. Come on now.
What I'm saying, but the thing is, when y'all can, and I'm pretty sure you agree with me that it's going to be some slipperage somewhere around. It don't necessarily have to be on his page. It can be on the cheat test page. you know, the hussy, the Jezebel, the mistress.
Yeah, because they haven't happened. Yeah,
be on their page.
Yeah, but you know, this supposed to be in her reasoning of this. You know, as y'all hear, she stated, you know, this is what I don't understand either. Because I mean, I don't want to be around a man 24 hours. And I gotta breathe. I'm sorry, my nerves are that bad. But my thing is, you got a problem with him being with his mother. Because if you hear in the video, oh, he's gone with his mama, you know,
not with his mistress.
He not with another female. He's with his mother.
Do you hear my point? Not with a mistress. With his mother.
Exactly.
But here's my thing, right? This is what we really haven't touched on, is the fact that if you have a heterosexual male, the worst thing you can cast on a heterosexual male in this society is telling people that he is bi or gay or anything like that, because that's destructive to his image.
Yes.
And that's what any man, you know. And my thing is when I seen it, I was like, girl, are you crazy? You don't do that. That's a good man. You touch the man's. I mean, it's just like any type of form you accusing a man of being with another man or doing anything with another, you know, especially a black man, you bet not.
Alpha male.
You bet not. You know.
Absolutely.
But to focus back on, you know, before I go back on Khadijah, to focus back on the mother, because I have a big problem with that. Because, you know, when you have problems, why are you calling your mom over to your home? I felt like she should have been in. Why weren't you cooking for the kids?
Exactly.
You didn't have to go to work. This man, if you look at the timeline, okay, he got to be at work. It's 7:30 in the morning. Y'all been arguing all night. Now it's 7:30 in the morning. He's tired of hearing it. He's not arguing back with you. He's just saying, stop, leave me alone. You know, but you're still going at him to try to get some type of response out of him. Even at the point where you say, hit me.
That's why I feel like it was planned. She wanted him. Like, I feel like she knew from the jump that she wanted to take his life, you know, because it's like she just kept provoking him to try to get him to bring out the worst in him. So that way she could say she did it in self-defense.
And see, that was my problem too, because my thing is I'm wrestling with, okay, the benefit of a doubt and not the benefit of a doubt. Because you say you didn't know there was a gun in the chamber, but why did you get a gun in the first place?
Right, exactly.
And then in the video, that's why when I say pay close attention, why after this here and before the cops get there and the kids are still in the room, it sounds like she's messing with the gun.
Yeah, she was messing with the gun. She was.
And I have a problem. If I did something on accident and I didn't know something, I'm not going to be thinking about that gun. I'm thinking about saving this person's life, her getting him to the hospital, because there could be a chance.
Right.
My mind is not on that, what's in the gun or messing with the gun. What are you doing?
Exactly. And even the cries.
Pressure on the wound, something.
Exactly. But like, you know, just like with Joanne, my thing was that Joanne, I felt like she liked drama to me. She must have had a history of being in their business, because why were you there in the first place?
Exactly.
Yeah, my opinion on the mother, I have a strong opinion on the mom.
She messy.
She's very messy, but I can also tell you that she's always in somebody's business, and she wants to be in control over her daughter, and she's probably always had control over her daughter.
Yeah. Khadijah learned that behavior somewhere, and we 85% of our behaviors, we get it from our mother.
Exactly. And my thing is, how do we not know that? Because you got to look at too the exposure to domestic violence. How do we know this is what Khadijah is accustomed to? Because she could have been brought up in the same environment. So seeing her mother scream, holler, and do her own man like this, maybe that's what she's seen. I'm not saying it's true.
Yes.
But where did she get this sort of behavior from?
I can see the control.
Yes.
Yeah.
Further, I beg to ask that, let's say, for lack of better judgment or better proof, that this is a bisexual man or a gay man, because I don't have anything against a man for his sexual preferences. So I'm going to ask that, let's say she found out that her husband really was bisexual or gay. I beg to ask the police department, why isn't this a hate crime?
Exactly.
I beg to ask.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. That's something to think about. Because my thing is, I think the girl, she could be some type of narcissist or something. Because one minute you saying that he's cheating on you with the leasing agent, that's a female. Now you're saying, okay, he's bisexual. He's sleeping with men. What man is he sleeping with? What proof do you have to say that he's sleeping with men for you to post that?
She's just being narcissist.
Yeah, and one thing about narcissists is if they realize that they've lost control over the person, they try to control other people's perception of that person.
Yeah,
that's why she went live.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you look at her going live, you know, she wanted validation, she wanted the confirmation, she wanted cheerleaders, more or less.
Audience.
You know, to make thinking that she was making herself look good, but not knowing a person like me that's an advocate, I don't see no good out of that at all. And my thing is, if that marriage ended, my thing is, other men gonna look at it like, look, girl, you didn't did him like that. Just imagine what you do to me.
Exactly.
I don't want nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
Get somebody else to do it. I'm sorry.
So my thing is, I agree with y'all. I feel like the mother shouldn't have been in a business. She shouldn't have been over there in the first place.
No.
I feel like she should be held accountable for her part in it. Because even though something's really wrong with her too, because one minute you're going at him, the next minute you like, okay, well, just talk to me. What's going on? No, he doesn't want to be bothered. Just leave him alone. That's why if a person's mind is at a point to where they're stressed out because they feel like two people attack, let him go.
Because that man was everything from a hostage to a victim.
Yeah. Exactly.
2.3 seconds.
Yeah, and you look at, you know, as people would say, you know, oh, he's a man, he should have knocked her out.
No,
but you got to look at. Let me tell you something. That's one thing about that makes about it. Two wrongs don't make it right.
No.
Right.
And my thing is,
God-fearing man. Why would you do that?
I mean, I can't say that could have went worse because it did get worse.
It got worse.
You know what I'm saying? But my thing at the same time is that that's not always the answer. And my thing is, the kids are in the house, and what message are you sending to your children?
To your children.
And
now they got to live with the fact that in the confusion, my mommy killed my dad.
Yeah,
absolutely. And there's I guess they say it was domestic calls that went out from the house before. But my thing is, just judging from this one video, I don't think, and then from his Facebook page, how do we know that she isn't the problem in all the domestic causes and not him? Because I'm not too quick to say that he was, because again, he's just defending himself in the video.
But he's too calm. He's too calm.
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen where women sit up there, abuse themselves. I'm not going to say no names of the person, but I'm going to tell the story where the girl was setting up to set up a man to put bruises on herself and black her own eye just to get him put in jail.
Thin line between love and hate.
Yep.
That is the movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly. You know,
up to trying to do that, but her friend said, "No, I'm not going to do that. That's a good person. I'm not going to do that."
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is that I'm watching him, and and see, that's one thing you got to look at. What the court is going to look at. She was the aggressor.
He was the aggressor.
She was provoking.
All he wanted to do is leave.
He was gathering his stuff to leave, even when it came to the point to where, give me my keys.
Yes, he was going to take the keys off the ring, stopping him from getting his shoes. It's really ridiculous.
It was just childish little picky things, you know?
Yeah. Trying to have
but then his uncle at the same time, and I cannot say because, you know, I ain't spoke to the uncle. I'm not in his uncle's shoes. You know, my heart goes out to him because the fact is to hear the last moments of your nephew's life, and it's traumatic. But he was even trying to persuade him to leave.
Yeah.
Because Jeremy said, Uncle, I am trying to get out of here. I am trying to leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the more he was gathering stuff, the more she kept poking at him. Kept poking. So my thing is that to me, she was trying to push an issue. She was trying to get a reaction out of him.
She was trying to make it happen.
Even at the point to cause him to snap. Because
But
she says, "Oh, you slapped me, so hit me now." But there's no video proof.
Right.
There's no marks on you.
No bruises, no nothing, no red marks, nothing.
And my thing is, an abusive man, which, I've been in relationships where it's been abusive. An abusive man would not handle a situation like that the way he did.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's my point.
And left.
Yeah, that's my point in saying that who's to say that in these allegations, that was the word I was searching for, in these domestic dispute allegations, that she wasn't the one that kicked it off.
Right.
I don't understand how this can't be. You could sum this up in this action right here, and you could look at the whole situation. Like, listen, I'm not trying to argue. I don't want to fight. I don't want to do any of these things. I just want to leave. He's trying to gather some work clothes. He's not he's not even trying to get ready for work there. He said he was getting ready for work, but she like, how you getting ready for work? You getting clothes. He was getting ready to leave you and then go to work.
Yeah, because he was trying to escape the situation. She created a hostile environment for him that he couldn't deal with anymore. And he just wanted to get away. So you sit up there, it's enough with her. You had her overnight. Now you got her in the morning plus her mama.
Yes.
That's a lot for a man to deal with. That's why women don't understand. Well, why won't he argue back with me? Why won't he talk to me? A man don't want to deal with that.
You want to go?
Especially, he working. You want him to come home, cook and clean. In the way I see it, because you hear in the video as well, where she states that, oh, he got to go pick up his brother-in-law to take him to work. And then her mother backdoor comment on that. Why can't he take his mama car? Why can't you mind your business?
Yeah, why don't you mind your business?
You should have been in that situation, period. Nobody could drag you into something that you don't allow them to drag you in.
Right.
She should have been telling her daughter to get up and cook them kids some food because you ain't working, you ain't doing nothing. Allegedly.
Exactly.
That part.
And my thing was, my mama would have told me, girl, what's wrong with you? You ain't working. You got hands. Get in there and cook those kids something to eat. That boy works. He tired. And now you didn't been arguing with him all night. Let that man be. That's what a mother do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But you put more fuel to the fire with your daughter.
I mean, I'm gonna put on this new age with raising of kids. Because that's what she was. Because it's sad to say, but the young man that got shot, he's just a few months older than my eldest son.
Yeah, Jeremy's 28 years old, and so is she.
1994. My son was born in 1994 September, and that hits me close because that's the age of my eldest child.
You know what? Just thinking about it, mine's passed away in 90, and he passed away in 95. He was born in 90, but my second son, he was born in 95. So just think about the
stuff, and that stuff hit close to home, man. What I am an advocate of parents minding your own business. When your kids get married, you are no longer that child's parent. Now you are separate. You're still the mother and you're still the father, but you're not involved in their marital issues.
Exactly.
At all. Mother, father, brother, sister, cousins, everybody.
That's what I used to get mad at that with my ex-husband. Because as soon as he get mad at me, he gonna call my mom and my daddy. Like, what are they supposed to do? Whoop me?
What? Yes.
What are you calling my mom and daddy for?
The only time I let my mama get involved with my middle child, he sit up there and told my mama that I'm gonna tell my mama on you, and I looked at him, boy, that's my mama.
But see, it comes upon a time where a parent should know their place, especially when your child is in their own family.
Yeah, when they're in their own family, I'm gonna tell y'all grown parents, women, especially you women, y'all the worst. Mind your business. Stay out of them grown kids' business and get your own. Get your own.
Yep.
Exactly. So, with Khadijah, I can't really say if this lady had a mental problem, which I feel like she did because the way she reacted. But my thing is that she was too quick to grab the gun for somebody that didn't know there was one in the chamber. So if you didn't know there was one in the chamber, what was your reason for grabbing the gun? Because your mama told you to?
Right.
Even if she was just playing with it, even if the gun was totally empty, let's say the gun was completely empty, was nothing in the chamber, Jeremy's still here, you still shouldn't be pointing no gun at nobody.
Absolutely. Under any condition.
That's what I just can't get. You say you didn't mean to, but you wouldn't grab a gun. And see, this is what the court going to look at. The court's going to look at, like Mr. Jones said, they probably look at it as premeditated.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to look at whether her mama told her to go get it or not. You hear her in the background saying, "I'm going to kill you."
Yes.
That's your premeditation right there.
Then you turn around and say, "Murder scene, murder scene."
Yeah, you playing around with lives.
So how is it not premeditated?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
How is it that you did not know there was one in the chamber?
Right. And
no, I'm pretty sure. She probably didn't think it was one in the chamber. You know what I mean? Because the gun clicked. It didn't have nothing else. But hey, crazy people do crazy things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like they said, it's been a history of problems in a marriage. And to me, the way Jeremy was looking that day, he doesn't look like a man that like to argue. The way he was handling the situation. He doesn't look like a man that's quick to resort to violence. I don't know him personally, but I'm just observing the video and his demeanor.
Right. Exactly. They were polar opposites. Like
they were
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel like he was actually slaughtered, if you ask me. Murder shouldn't even be. He was slaughtered.
See, my thing is, how do we not know that by her reaction on there, she's been hitting on him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably started arguments from the get. Honeymoon period passed, started arguments being petty, start finding things to argue about, the little things.
Yeah. And you could tell she does a lot of talking with her mama about their marriage.
She tells them too much. I think she tells everybody too much of her business because people was like, "Oh, she got to have attention on TikTok. She's attention seeker on Facebook. It's all about her." From what I was gathering from it, she, to me, took advantage of Jeremy. Maybe she was used to him cooking and cleaning and working, and she didn't hardly do anything. Because even looking at the videos, I didn't find, even though the mother had removed the video, the Facebook page, but I could not find anything where she had even interacted with the kids. I'm not saying she didn't, but I'm looking at videos with Jeremy, and the videos that he have on there, just how much he was into his kids. I don't know who was sitting on the bench. I know there was a video where some female was sitting on the bench, but even it was her. Why are you not up with him interacting with the children?
It was just part of that little. You can't go by pictures. Don't just snip it.
That's why I said. That's what I just said.
You can't go. Yeah, don't just snip it.
But just what I said.
Yeah.
I'm not going just by that, but I'm just saying from what you see on there.
Right.
Because when you see things on TikTok, it's her.
Mm-hmm.
Now he comes in on his birthday where she's trying to croak about his birthday, because that's not singing. That's why I said croak. But my thing is that that's the only thing I've seen. But if this was a mother that was devoted and dedicated to her children, why was her own mother over there cooking for the kids? Why was she complaining about him cooking for the kids and he had to be at work?
Mm-hmm. Mama shouldn't have been there
at all. She shouldn't have been called
at all.
No, she's been there 0 times. I can't tell you the amount of time. God rest her soul, Lottie Lewis. But I can't tell you the time that she's come over to my house and cooked for my kids inside my marital house.
The only time my mama cooked for my kids was she was watching.
Girl, she's never done that. She's always cooked at her house. She's never been to my house cooking at my house, coming over to my house, fixing dinner, breakfast, nothing at my house for my kids, unless my kids are at her house.
Well, I'm a firm believer that as a woman, if you're not working, that house you should be cooking. That house should be clean. The kids should be well taken care of. That man had to go out there and he's providing for that household. And I mean, call me old fashioned or what, but I come up to where if that man's been at work and he got to be at work, you let that man rest.
Yes.
You make sure he got a warm meal coming when he come home. You know, what's wrong with rubbing his feet in his back? Make him feel like something. Yeah, you had women do complain. Yeah, it's hard being a single parent. It is.
Shoot, I ain't
but my thing is,
I enjoy cracking them toes and rubbing them feet. I have no
especially if you keeping my wig split and stuff.
I don't need to be
Shit. I mean, you keeping my wig split, my nails done, baby. Yeah, where's your back need to be massaged at? What you want to eat tonight?
Absolutely.
Scratch me with their feet while we sleep. I don't have time for that. No.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't have no problem doing none of that. I really did. And I did my man's toes. I made sure his feet was nice. I made sure he had food. I did not none of that. None of that. Oh yeah.
I see her around the house just doing this. I mean, it's just a video. It's just a video, you say. But she's too easily to go to Facebook Live and invite over 6.8 viewers into her home, into her business. What should be personal?
See, another is what I think it also could boil down to, like she was hiding the true fact that he was the better parent and he did more for the kids and stuff like that. And people probably were seeing that since she's always on social media and she seems like a self-centered type of person. So her social media being surrounded about herself and then his about her and the family and stuff like that, people were probably saying stuff to her, or like there was word around that he's the better parent and stuff, and she was jealous of that. And then she was just trying to mask it with saying that he was bisexual or that he was cheating and stuff, just to mask what her true motives were.
Exactly.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, but that's stationary when a narcissist is trying to cover up things once people start figuring out who they are. Once a person shows their hand and you actually get to see, like, hey, I see what's in your No, we're not finna deal with you in that manner, in that way. And so with that comes, now I gotta create a new smoke screen around everything to get the attention off me. So what's the biggest smoke screen I could create? Oh, he's cheating on me. Oh, he's beating on me. Oh, he sleeps with me. And so that's what I'm saying. Like you have to take all of these things into consideration. We just can't say that just because she said it is true. I mean, it's still a lot that's going to come out about this.
Yeah, I don't think this is it. I don't think that this is, like the end of it, because you got to look at, she haven't even went to trial yet. So more things might come up because you got investigators that's going to dig deep. I mean, the only thing we've gotten so far is that from friends and family that, they had a history of problems. Don't be surprised if it comes out to where either mom or uncle says that there's been times that she had put her hands on him. You never know. So it's like, we just got to watch. But I mean, when you say that, a person sits up here and they quick to resort to Facebook Live.
I'm just not putting no personal information out like that on Facebook. I might have quotes. I might say a few things like in quotes, but you never know what I'm talking about. This might be for somebody else. It might be for myself. But you're not going to hear me put any personal information out there. Like say something like my baby daddy, he's a sorry SOB. You're not going to see none of that kind of stuff on Facebook or Twitter or anything because it's nobody's business but my own.
Right. And most of the people the people that put up negative stuff about their baby daddy or baby mama or whatever, when they bring it to social media, they end up right back with that person anyway. Like they'll say negative stuff today, and then at 1 o'clock, and then by 7:30, they're at a park or at a bar with them talking about I'm living my best life. I mean, it's just
that's what's mental.
The one thing I have to say is about those twisted situations like that is that if you see people like that, just don't feed into it. That's all. Don't feed into
Absolutely.
it. And they'll stop doing it.
Yeah, because it's one thing like I used to say, and I still say to this day, I'm not looking at the person you're talking about. I'm looking at you, because if you quick to do something like that to that person, just imagine what you'll do to me.
Yeah. Get that point right there.
And that there alone makes me say, You know, I just the type of person you never seen the whole time I've been on Facebook. I do not put my personal business on there. I don't care who I get into it. That's between me and you and that person.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to sit there and go talk about my business on it. No, but how does that make me look?
Because one thing you got to look out is because when you start putting your business out there, especially if they know you're the woman you with or the man you with, you're going to have those few little people that's going to sit there and egg that stuff on because they don't want to see you together in the first place.
But then you also have those people that can't get no information and want to sit up here and assume or make up stuff. We know that we got those people too.
I had to get rid of her real fast. I kicked her behind to the curb so fast. I ain't seen her since. I ain't heard from her since. Ain't planning on ever seeing her again. But I forgive you though. I promise you, I do forgive you. But we can never ever be friends again, ever.
Yeah, but you know, like I said, like it's just like this. You know, my thing is that you got to look at things on there. Hold on, just a second. I guess we got a call coming in. Yes, this is the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I call at the wrong time?
Is this Carbella?
I'm like, yes. Did I call at the wrong time?
Yes.
How y'all doing?
We fine.
Hey, what's going on with it?
That is Miss Carbella. She was known as Princess Chaos back in the day, so she's a known artist.
Oh my God! Mention Rap A Lot Records still okay when you mention that part. Jay Brand. Anyway, I was just calling to see what you was doing. I forgot show all the time. But anyway, I'm glad that everybody's doing good. Everybody's on the panel. What are y'all talking about today?
We're talking about Jeremy Brown, the one that was murdered by his wife. So it's a domestic violence topic.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't know nothing about domestic violence, so I'm gonna get off this line. And I'm sorry that it has happened. So you all have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Have a good one. A small piece of comedy. That's what you need.
Yeah,
yes. Somebody just to make you laugh. Yeah. So, you know, my thing is that when I know some people like, well, you don't know what went on in the home. You don't know what type of person he was. But my thing is, when she made a video and seeing his reaction, it told a lot. It told a lot about her.
Yes, it did. And let's say that she wasn't. Let's say it's all twisted, and she just had that one moment of glimpse.
Not with the stated fact that they've been having problems.
No, listen. They say it was flipped. That at this moment he's gonna decide to stay calm because we have men and females that do that when they will get calm and they act like they don't never do nothing. We don't really know that.
But the way, if you look at Jeremy,
I've seen it before. Trust me, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I've seen men.
You're not. Let me finish.
I'm sorry. I
understand. I understand what you're saying, and that's true. Yeah. But your demeanor speaks a lot. Maybe in the past, yes, they fought back and forth. Maybe in the past, yes, there was arguments because, like they said, there was problems. But if you look at his demeanor, he was fed up.
He was done.
He's gotten to the point he's had enough.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, when it gets to this point, when you look at this atmosphere right here, Not only the mother need to be removed out the house
Yeah.
because she doesn't stay there in the first place. She ain't paying the bills.
Mm-mm.
But my thing is that with being in that atmosphere,
Yeah.
it's like the kid's seen a lot. He's tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
All this and this, and then you on Facebook and the people at work seeing it. Your family speaking about it. You know, that's one is humiliating.
Very much so.
Because like Mr. Jones said, when you speak about something like that with a man, that's a total different temperature.
Yeah.
You know, I get in touch with it because I let people know in a minute, no, I'm just strictly this. That's it.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm on that team 100.
You know, nothing against it, to each its own, because I got family members and I love
Yeah,
them.
I'm not knocking nobody for what they
for
choose.
me,
True.
you know, but my thing is, if that is not that category of that or that title of that person, and you put that out there, that does become offensive. It really does.
Yeah, absolutely, because you know it's all these misused words and pointed fingers that's going on at men anyway, especially black men, like the word homophobia, which is a fear of people that like people of the same sex. And to me, it's like, how could you say that I'm scared of a man because he likes other men? I'm not scared of him. We go in two separate different ways. What you do is what you do. And there's no problem with me with what you do. Because me personally, I have gay friends, gay male friends. I have no problem with having gay
family
male
members.
friends. Yeah, and family members. There's nothing wrong with gay men. Just when you do what you doing, that's on you. What you
But see,
do
you
is
talking about a man. You talking about a man. When you touch a man's area like that, that's like no. You causing a storm right there. That's a hurricane. That's a volcano. You know, when it comes down to a man, you just don't do that.
Yeah. You don't judge. You don't judge people for who they are. You just don't want to be judged yourself, and that's what a lot of things is going on.
Yeah, if he wanted, let's just say if he was bisexual, shouldn't it be his place to let people know and his decision, not hers?
Right.
That's where people get misconstrued. It's not your place to do a lot of things. Like I had somebody do something when I told them that I didn't want nobody to know, but you felt like that person had the right to know, but that wasn't your place to tell.
No.
Which makes it none of your business.
Yes. But, oh, yeah.
I'm with you on that.
I know what she's talking about. Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I talked to her about a situation. Yeah, him too. But my thing is that stays right there. But my thing is that in this whole situation, can you imagine? And we're missing out on the phone conversation. Can you imagine putting yourself in the uncle's position?
Oh my goodness, I wouldn't want to be in that position. That's
can you think about? He's hearing all this, and he's hearing what they're doing to his nephew.
There's nothing he can do.
And again, his nephew is everything from a hostage to a slaughter victim.
Yeah.
Yes. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to look at this next video, and we'll be back right after this. Okay. Now, as we spoke about the uncle, and I'm gonna go over to Fletcher, and I'm gonna ask you. Then I go over to Mr. Jones and Denise. Um, could you imagine and give your opinion about when it comes down to what that uncle had to endure in those moments of hearing everything and to where it actually brought an end?
Man, I couldn't even fathom like how his uncle would feel, because I'm very close with my nieces and nephews. My oldest nephew, I consider him a brother because we grew up together. And if it would happen to him, I mean, it would kill me. Like literally, it would break my heart. Just knowing that he was trying, just hearing his nephew saying he's trying to leave, but she's not letting. She's trying to keep him from getting his stuff, the keys and everything. I mean, it's so disheartening because he's doing the right thing. And sometimes doing the right thing don't get you a good outcome, as we see in this situation. And it's just very unfortunate. And I just hope that the uncle don't have some type of guilt and blame himself, thinking that he could have done better, because I don't think anybody could have done a better handling on this situation, as vindictive and toxic that she was, as far as keeping him held hostage, like Mr. Jones said. It's just, I mean, it's just very unfortunate.
Exactly.
I mean, to piggyback off of what he just said, it's to me this I couldn't fathom it because I know me about my nephews, and I don't even know if we could say that, so I ain't gonna say that part. But I know me about my nephews, so I couldn't even fathom the thought of somebody doing something like that, especially with my nephews that have lived with me, especially with my nephews that I have raised since they were babies. When they moms wanted to go out and party and things of that nature, I leave them with me. I got them. Don't even worry about it. So I have a really close relationship with my nephews, and judging from the phone call that he was having with his uncle, I'm going to say it was the same way with him. And so, with that being said, I know the anger and the feeling of revenge and things of that nature that has probably set in on him, that he's probably trying to keep under wraps because he's trying to see how it's going to play out. But I mean, to each his own. I'd probably fly off the handle. I already know me.
Mm-hmm.
Woo. I can't. Well, I don't have too much to say on, like, other than I just wouldn't. I don't even know how he's dealing with it. I'm praying. I'm gonna pray for him, because that's a lot of mental, and that's a struggle to sit there on that line like that, to hear your your nephew, because your nephew is like your own son, because that's your sibling's child, and to sit on that phone to the from the beginning to the end of it all, and to hear your nephew life gone, that had to be tough. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's suffering right now from it right now, and I would like to say you got my thoughts and prayers on for him, and especially the children. But I could never fathom being on that line like that. I couldn't.
Yeah, I feel you on that, and I mean that's very hard because I'm protective about my nieces. Even no matter what, who
Yeah.
their mama is, you just don't do certain things to my nieces.
No.
And when I put myself in his shoes, my thing is, even though my first reaction, I would have been over there and I've been whooping her myself, but my thing is that he probably running through his mind, you know, I should have just went over there. I should have just, you know, went over there and just took him out the house, and this would have never happened.
No,
You can imagine what
no.
going through his mind, which he's got to come to grasp that it's not his fault. He was instructing his nephew, right? He was telling his nephew to leave to get out of the situation. And that's what his nephew was trying to do. Because you heard Jeremy says, I am, Uncle, I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to leave. But at the same time, she's trying to take his keys.
Mm-hmm.
His keys.
Like he can't walk without shoes.
Mm-hmm.
You
His
know,
clothes.
yeah, it's sad. Like y'all do petty things to try to hurt a man, but you're actually hurting yourself and you're hurting your children. And
Right.
that's why it makes me so mad when I hear that these women, I don't care what your problem is, you know, because I'm that baby mama as well. And when you keeping these children from their father just to hurt them,
Mm-hmm. It's
when
petty.
really the father's relationship with their children is separate from you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to
It has
do.
nothing to do with you. You know, when it came down to me with my children, I don't care how mad I was with them. I don't care what they took me through. My relationship with him has nothing to do with my children' relationship with their dad.
Right.
Whenever they wanted to see their dad, you go see your dad. Whenever you want to call him, go in the other room, go call him. If they want to go see him, I drop them off.
I have never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever denied my sons. I have my well, not my eldest son because his father got killed by a car, but the other two was not by my ex-husband now. But I have never ever denied anyone from seeing their children. It's your choice if you want to come and see your kids. I'm not gonna say no. I'm not gonna say and not at this time. I'm not gonna make excuses. They're in the bed, they're asleep, they eating right now. I'm not gonna do anything. If they're eating, I'm gonna get them off the table. Here, talk to your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's the difference between a grown woman and a woman that's got a child's mind. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, when you and a lot of them go, oh, I'm grown, baby. Like I tell a lot of them, you just a number.
Let me tell you something. A healthy relationship with both parents is a healthy child.
But see, my thing is also it would have been better for these children to see their parents getting along.
It would have been
not
better.
to know that they ever had any problems because you don't understand what you're doing to your children, what you're instilling into these children, how you helping to them to have fair relationships. Just like Khadijah's mother, you helping her to have a fair relationship. You're not helping her to have something nutritional within her relationship.
I've been a victim of that. I know what you talk about.
She should have. She should have.
I hear you. I hear you.
Telling her daughter, she should have been telling her the opposite of what she was telling her daughter.
And so I'm with everybody else now because now that I look at the whole picture and I look at the video, I'm just at the point to where she's an accessory. She should get some time, but
absolutely
don't be surprised if nothing happens to her.
She should get more time than a daughter.
Because what they probably look at is like, okay, Khadijah's grown. She didn't have to do what her mama say. She didn't have to have her mom in her own business. Her mom, this is all on Khadijah. This is her doing
there's many cases of grown folks talking to grown folks and getting each other in trouble. So
you see a group of teenage kids or a group of adults, and you have the other adults around them egging it on, and everybody go to jail.
Same thing.
It should be here too.
Same thing.
Yeah, and not just that, because you look like she got 4 accounts of reckless child endangerment as well as the 2nd-degree murder. So my thing is that knowing that was a hostile environment, why wasn't the mother a woman as well and say, you know what, I'm not going to be involved in this. I'm going to take the kids and I'm going to go back home. When y'all calm down, you call me and let me know.
Yeah, she's a caliber. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can't tell them to calm down, let them go home with the kids when she's provoking the whole situation. She's the one in the middle talking about, and he talked about this, and he said I didn't do that, and he did this, and what do you mean by that? And listen, ma'am, if you know it's not your business to come over to your daughter's house and do nothing for the kids, then you should have knew it wasn't your business to be there talking at that time.
Yep.
Exactly. And so, my thing is that, we don't know the history. We just know what we hear, that people said they had problems in history, but we know that by this video, that situation was domestic violence.
Straight up.
That's just the bottom line. And this domestic violence, I mean, I think this is the deepest one we didn't have, because the other ones we talked about, never ended up in death. And for this here to end the way it did and to be actually on video, that's what's bothersome. But
Yeah.
if you listen, if you listen to the cops in the background, you can hear them say, okay, the gun is over there and his body's over here. And the way it looked, he was leaving.
Yep.
So they could look at it as, okay, she shot him to keep him from leaving.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of ways this can go.
Yeah.
You know, and my thing is that I tell anybody, you know, and I hate to put it like this, you know, as a domestic violence advocate, I tell any victim, don't ever tell your abuser that you're leaving.
Oh no, you keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
You don't let the right hand know what the left hand.
Because even though you've been with a person for 4 years, 7 years, 10 years, 13, 16, 20, you still really don't know that person.
Yeah.
Changes forever.
Look. Everyone is a hairline from crazy. Everybody.
You don't know when a person didn't had enough, or they overwhelmed, or either they mentally going through something. You don't know what that one trigger is to cause them to snap. To say, oh, well, I know him. He ain't gonna hurt me. He ain't gonna touch me. And see, that's the problem I got too. And I don't know if Denise agree. I feel the same way. This is what I got a problem with, because I got sons, and I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm very protected by my sons. Straight up. You know, and my thing is, some of these women, they do abuse these men because they know they won't hit them back.
Yep.
My eldest son, he did get abused. But unfortunately,
yeah, and it's true. It's true what Miss Foxy says here. These are what you call toxic relationships.
He would leave.
You know, it was very toxic.
Yeah.
See, with me, when I was in a toxic relationship with my oldest two kids' mom, like, people kept asking me why I wouldn't leave. I mean, there was times I black eyed, I had bite marks. She slit my eyebrow right here, and it's like, my thing is my kids was the main focal point, and we live in a society where we're constantly told and being given subliminal messages that the kids need to be with their mother and solely their mother if the parents split apart, and as it goes with the courts and everything. And so in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, I don't want to leave my kids. I'm done with her, but I don't want to leave my kids because I'm the primary caretaker and stuff. And then it dawned on me, and my wife, who I'm with now, when we first started talking, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have filed for custody. And I got the courage to file for custody, and I actually won. So I feel like that's with a lot of men. They're scared to leave these relationships because they don't want to leave their kids, and they know the moment that they do leave, that child support is going to get put on them, and usually it's a hefty fee on that, and that child support is most likely not going to go on the kids. It's going to go to the mom for her nails, to get her hair did, and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Hey now. Now look at that.
No, but I mean, my thing is there's different levels of every situation, because you know, my thing is, I had a friend, and he didn't get killed. You know, his white woman didn't kill him. You know, he ended up dying on a motorcycle accident. But his main reason of staying in that toxic relationship was because of his daughter. That's all he would say when he comes to work. He says, "I'm just here because of my daughter."
I hear that a lot.
And then, you know,
I think men got to come up out of that. I'm sorry. I was a victim of that I couldn't go nowhere because I love my kids so much. I knew the relationship was over, but I was done with being in the relationship, but I couldn't leave my kids because I just wanted to be around them every day and see them grow and see what they would become. And it's not so much as I was an angel in a relationship. I wasn't, but neither was she. We had our own problems, and that's between us. But the problem, when it came to a head for me, it was more like he said, society puts all these. I'm like, man, the hell with society. I'm sorry, I don't know if we could say that, but that's what I felt like. I was like, to hell with society. I would rather be by myself
Mm.
and never see my kids again, if that was what would happen, than to live a day after I made the decision to leave, to live another day in that environment with that woman, because we was delusional for each other. I'm sorry. It wasn't just her. I'm not going to tell you it was just her. I had my faults in it too. And with me having my faults in it, I grew up in a moment's notice and understood, like, hey, y'all two together is oil and water. Get away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, and see that's the thing is that even on the flip side, that was me too in my marriage. You know, I had been married for I think it was 16 years. It's been so long because I divorced in 2003. But when I got to the point, because I was staying there because of my sons, because at the time I didn't have a daughter. But when I did have the daughter, I had my daughter. It got to the point to where I'm like, why should I stay because of the kids? I don't want to pull them from their dad. For them to see me miserable every day.
Mm-hmm.
Just let them see what I was enduring every day. What message am I sending to them?
Exactly.
How is that teaching them to have a healthy relationship by not seeing mama happy? So I left. I took my children, but that's one thing I didn't do. I did not keep them from their dad.
No.
Their dad kept himself from them.
Yes.
You know, because, you know, I had the situations where if you divorce me, the kids are divorced from me too. I don't know. It's delusional. But, you know, some think like that. But yeah, we can't do everything just because of kids. And because what you don't realize is that living in misery, being in stress, going through all that abuse, people don't realize health-wise, it's destroying you.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It
And
does.
eventually will kill you because stress will do it.
Yep.
I had a point where in my life where I had my friends, family, cousins, people I haven't seen in a while, and they see me like when I was in the midst of my stress, and they said, "What happened to you?" They said, "I go, what? You look way older than you did in the last 6 months. What happened?" They see the stress. They can see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you to get out of it or do something about it. Get out of it or do something about it. That's your choice. You can do something about it, make something happen, or get out of it.
Exactly.
And I got out. Well, I mean, I got out of it. And that's a lot of stress.
Yeah, and you know, it is hard to leave when you've been with a person so long, and it's hard to leave when you know there's history. But you got to realize at some point in life your worth and what you deserve, and know how to love yourself.
Yeah.
And it's just like my ex, you know, when he tried to come back, and I told him, I said, I love myself too much than to allow myself to go through whether I can trust you ever again or whether you would do it again.
Yes.
You got to, that's men and women, you got to know how to love yourself really. Because you can sit here and say, yeah, I love myself, but do you really love yourself? Because if you love yourself, you don't allow yourself to go through certain things that you can control.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the bottom line.
You don't, if you ain't got love for yourself, you can't give it to anybody else.
No, you can't. You can't.
Exactly.
You're not mentally healthy enough to do it.
Yes. So, you know, we'll go over to Mr. Jones. And, you know, as our viewers are watching, Mr. Jones, in your opinion, you know, what are reasons besides the kids do you feel that men stay in these violent situations with women's?
Oh, wow.
That was a good one.
I would say after being with a person for so long and this person begins to chip away at, wow. After this person begins to start chipping away at your self-esteem and your ego, it's harder to leave because who, in your eyes, who wants you? Who are you dealing with? Who thinks that you're important? Who thinks that you are lovable? Who thinks that you are handsome? Who thinks that you are somebody worth having in their life? they would do anything for. Because obviously this person has already let you know that they don't care anything about you. So it's easier for a man to stay stuck in the drama that he know rather than go and start over and take a chance with unknown drama.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I did say questions. Are we still accepting phone calls? Yes, we are. As long as the show's going, we have the phone number right there. So if you have any comments or questions, please call in at 512-668-2814. The number is 512-668-2814.
Yes.
And Michael, what is your opinion on that?
I feel like that a lot of men just don't know the type of resources or where they can get help. And I seen a comment earlier about Michael Stephen Paul. He was like, most men don't report abuse because of ego. I say that to be true because we come in society, we're taught boys don't cry, boys don't show emotion. Men supposed to be strong. They're leaders. They have to be strong for everyone else. But when you don't have a hold on your emotions and keep it bottled up, then that makes it very dangerous. And then one day, like you said, the littlest thing, it could be the straw that broke the camel's back, and then bam, you just go off on somebody that didn't even need it, but it was just built up over all these years and things like that. And so I feel like another thing is, it's like most in a lot of cities, even if they were to call the police, that could be detrimental. Even if they didn't do anything and there's marks on them. I've seen several situations firsthand where a man was in a domestic dispute, called the police on the female, and he ends up going to jail, even though she was the aggressor. Like, so it's that stigma, that fear that if I get anybody outside involved that is with law enforcement, CPS, or whatever have you, that's part of that system, then I'm going to jail. So I just might as well just stay and just deal with it until I figure out a way to get out, if I ever do.
Yes, and I've seen this comment here, and I'm glad she brought this up. Mrs. Foxy says, but some toxic relationships feed on each other because they don't know nothing else. And see, that's one thing that I brought up about being exposed to domestic violence. When they come up in that type of environment, when they are accustomed to that type of environment, that's the outcome in their own relationship and creating an environment for their own. And it's really sad, that does happen. Because, you have a lot of people that came up in the exposure of domestic violence.
Yes.
To where that's all they know. There's people that's been abused, and that's all they know.
You know, the craziest thing I experienced personally, this is I'm trying to make it as brief as possible because it's stupid.
It's stupid, okay.
Y'all tell me what you think after I tell you.
Come on.
All right, I had a situation with a couple of my children. Their father, I'm not gonna say his name, but their father called me on the phone one day when they were really, really little. And he asked me, and I said, "Oh, what's going on? What's happening?" He said, "Everything's fine." I said, "Oh, what you calling about?" "Oh, nothing." And I said, "Okay, did you want to talk to the kids? Why are you always trying to start stuff? And what are you doing?" And see, I can't even talk to you. You yelling on the phone and everything, huh? Huh? What? What are you doing? Who are you talking to? See, I can't even talk to her. She's just over here just blabbermouthing and yelling and carrying on. I said, wait a minute. Click. So he started this whole trying to make me look like that I was the person that was starting arguments and trying to be something that I'm not, trying to destroy my character. Otherwise, I said murder my character. And that's what he was trying to do.
Yep. Yeah.
That was a toxic person. And on all seriousness, I think I Because it was one time when my baby was probably about a toddler and crib like. Yeah, I was stupid. Yeah, I got two of them. And there's one time my baby was asleep upstairs and he said, "Won't you come on downstairs and can I talk to you for a minute?" I said, "I can still come downstairs for a minute because my baby's asleep and I can come downstairs and talk to you." He said, "Well, why don't you come by the truck?" I said, "Cool. Hey, why don't you go by a ride?" And then a voice told me, said, "Teresa, look at the back of that truck." So I did. I saw two shotguns and said, "No, thank you, and I'll talk to you later."
I know that's right.
So what the plan was, later on, I found out that was me and the truck picking up the trunks and the shit.
Yeah. So, I mean,
That was his plan. He was going to go out to the country and shoot me and leave me in the field.
I remember you telling me about that. I remember that.
That's crazy.
It is. So, my other thing is your thoughts on is the fact that, when Khadijah was there and she sat there and seen her kids come out the rooms after the gun goes off.
Yes.
And they see their dad lying there unalived. I know it's very traumatic, but what, and I'm going to go to Mr. Jones first and we go down the line. To hear her say, "Your daddy's dead."
Yeah, that was cold.
Yeah. But Mr. Jones, tell us what is your opinion on that? Because to me, there's some things that you don't let your child see, and there's certain things that you don't tell your kids.
Mm-mm.
I think you just summed it up for me. There's certain things you don't say to the kids and certain things you don't let the kids hear. There's certain things that you don't inform the kids or not because it's traumatic and it's stressful on their lives. And me as a grown man now knowing these things, sometimes you think like, yeah, I could have handled that situation a little better or I could have did that differently. I just thank God that I've never dealt with that brand of woman. I'm knock on wood. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, please. That's me.
Now, Fletcher, what goes through your mind? Because I know I looked at your pictures and I know you got little ones.
Mm-hmm.
And as a father, what goes through your mind when you look at your children and you think of what these kids had to witness and what they're going to have to live with?
Yeah.
It's like the first time I watched the video, like I literally almost cried just for the simple fact that looking at his social media and how he was with his kids and his family, he was a good father, and I'm sure that they looked up to him and respected him as such. And to see him in that type of condition, I mean, I couldn't imagine. Like, I don't even want to imagine my kids living without me or vice versa, me living without my kids. So for her to sit there and say your daddy's dead and all that, that just makes me feel like even more that this was jealousy, that he was the better parent and that she had this diabolical plan to get rid of him because the jealousy was so high. And I mean, it's just, the kids will never be the same. I mean, and it sucks, and she don't realize that she may have created dysfunctional children that might go out into society and maybe perhaps do the same thing. I hope not. I pray that I'm wrong, but they'll never be the same again. And it's just like it's sad. It really breaks my heart.
Yes, that's true. Now, Mr. Jones, coming to you, and I want you to think about this here, because being a father, you have to sometimes look back and you have to say, because I mean, I've done it as a mother, and I says, well, Lord, please keep me here to raise my children, because I know what kind of situation would happen. Now, as a father yourself, if your son was in this situation and to call you and be, Dad, I'm trying to get out of here, how would you handle that? Be honest. You good?
Well, first of all, if it's my son calling me because I only have one son, I'm on my way. Say no more. Now, I would pray that if it's that type of situation that I would make it in time due to us being like not close but not far apart. I would pray that I would make it there in time before anything like this caliber of thing happens. But the very first thing I would have him do is, son, please be quiet. Don't say nothing to her at all. Don't say a single word to her because you never know how that's going to throw fuel on the fire. So rather than go back and forth with her talking, the best thing you could do is just sit still and be quiet until I get there.
Okay, now going back to Jeremy, as you've seen, he was trying to do that. He wasn't saying remarks back to her just to stop hitting me. He wasn't arguing back with her.
Nope.
He wasn't going back for her. He was trying to gather his stuff and leave.
Yeah.
Making her even more mad. A narcissist.
He's telling the mother-in-law, "No, I'm good."
Yes. Sometimes silence doesn't always work.
And see, I think also what was making her even madder was the fact that he wasn't responding the way she wanted him to respond. She wanted a reaction out of him.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Because she kept poking at him, kept pushing him. Hit me. Now, my thing is, why it wasn't until he told his uncle to send his cousin because she was hitting on him. In other words, he was getting another female. To where then Khadijah's mama was like, "Khadijah, just stop."
That's throwing rocks and hiding hands. You can't do that.
So, which I'm pretty sure that Jeremy's uncle is going to have to testify in court because
of course
he is, what you call it?
A listening witness.
He's a witness.
Even though he didn't see,
he heard,
but he could hear, and he was talking to his nephew, and he heard everything that went on.
You don't even really need even a witness because you got the whole thing on video. The whole thing is on.
Like I said, can't nobody hang her better than what she hung herself.
She gave the evidence. She gave the witness. All that, all in one. She gave it all.
Yes. And it's really, really sad that, this went down the way it did. I really wish it didn't. It's, like I said, it's sad that she brought it to social media, but at the same time, it's kind of good because it helps out fighting for Jeremy.
Absolutely. It's open and shut case.
But as for his mother,
I think she needs something.
My heart goes out because, his mother has the children.
Oh, his mother.
She has the twins. Okay, we got a call coming in.
Right.
Woohoo!
Hello, this is Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. Who am I speaking with?
This is Kima.
Hi, Kima. How you doing today?
How are you?
You have something for us?
Yes, I just want to, speak upon the situation.
Okay, excuse me for a minute, Kima. The device in the back, can you cut it down a little bit? Because it's like giving a double echo.
Yeah.
And it's making it hard to understand.
Yeah, I'm calling in because I feel like, like Mr. Jones said, I believe that it was premeditated. I feel like the mom should go to jail due to the simple fact that that's just like if you go somewhere and you shoot somebody and it's you and your mother, that's conspiracy.
Exactly.
That's why I feel like she should, because instead of her telling her daughter, "Oh, don't say nothing. Just let him get his things and just go." She just added fuel to the fire. I feel like the mother stalled him out enough to where as though that she can be able to go get the gun to come and do what she was going to do to him.
Yes.
And then, like, as far as, you know, the mother and the daughter, you know, I feel like they didn't even care about the children being there. Like, the children was right there when everything happened, you know. And I, like you said, I heard, you know, her tickling with the gun instead of trying to give him CPR or try to bring him back, you know. And then they ran out yelling and screaming, and I feel like it was all premeditated. That's why it was filmed on Facebook and, you know, for social media, you know. And as far as even like what Mr. Jones said, is that was his son. You know, he would tell him not to say anything, you know, until I get there. Sometimes even if you not saying anything, the women, you know, will nitpick and say things and do certain things to make you come out of your character. True. And like whether Jeremy was gay or not, because like you said, if you look on his point of view and her point of view, once you go to his page, it's all about his family and his kids. You know, and I know it looked like to me he loved his kids. You know, he loved his family. And by her, you know, it was like a lot of jealousy. Like, yeah, he felt it looked like he was the better parent in the situation. You know, as far as the mom, she shouldn't have even just said anything. She just should have got her grandkids, like, you know, and let me take these kids. When y'all settle down, just call me and then I'll bring them back. I really, really feel like that was premeditated. Yeah. And she deserves all the time that they can give her.
Now, with the mother, in your opinion, seeing her part in it, what do you feel that she should receive?
I like what she should receive.
Yes.
I feel like she deserves time for that because she wasn't more of a mother that day.
Exactly.
She was more of a co-defendant to me. You know, because a real mother, like my son, you know, he got him and his baby mother, they get into it. I'll go get my son, you know, to avoid things from happening. I'm not going to let him sit there. I'm not going to,
especially if you hear her hitting on him.
Right. And when I say he tried everything in his power not to argue with her, not to fight with her. It was her being the aggressive in the situation, you know. And she made it like, yeah, I see that they had a lot of domestic disputes. That's just like my neighbor. I went next door to help her because she was screaming, and come to find out she's the aggressor and not the husband. You know what I mean? So I feel like it was premeditated to me. Because, like she said, murder scene, she already knew it. She had in her mind what she was going to do when he came back there. Exactly. So I feel like it was premeditated.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for calling in. And I mean, what you said, very, very, very good. Yes. Thank you for calling in, and we appreciate you. You have a good evening.
You're welcome. Y'all still have a blessed one.
You too.
As well.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, she said it just like it is. You know, and just like, you know, Mr. Jones said, you know, the mother should go. She was a big problem as well.
Oh, yeah, she should spend some time.
Especially if you know a person's mind is, I don't want to say weak. I want to say more or less like
Malleable.
kind of.
Vulnerable.
Yeah.
Thank you. Vulnerable. You got to look at a person as in her mother's stature can influence her and push her to do something.
Oh, easy. They probably one of those mother and daughters that hang out the club together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when
Mm-hmm.
you go on her page, she supposed to be hallelujah, praise the Lord. Okay.
Oh,
The mother?
Oh, you think I didn't look? No,
Oh,
I look at
Moses.
everybody.
Oh, wow.
let me not judge then.
No, I do not judge, but I know what I see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but my thing at the same time is just like we could continue to say, well, he should have left, or wasn't moving fast enough, or my thing is
He was moving as fast as he could.
no matter how fast he moved, no matter how slow he moved,
He was going to block him one way.
she was blocking him one way or another.
Yep.
Because her thing was to control the environment,
Mm-hmm.
to
She's
place him in hostility.
in my opinion, she's controlling the environment because she knows he's not going to react the way that, say, somebody like me would have reacted. Like, you're not holding me hostage here, and I don't want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's her thing. Now that you're not controlling the environment as the man, then I get to poke my chest out and say and do whatever I want to do. And that's just my clear cut perception on it.
Exactly, and I agree.
You know what? One thing I could congratulate myself on was when I was in an argument and the person wanted to leave, I stepped aside. I let you go. I'm not gonna sit there and argue with you. You don't want to be there.
Yep.
Wow. And it's true. My thing is, if a person want to leave, go ahead, go. I need time to settle anyway. I need some quiet time.
Mm-hmm.
But Camilla says he did call, but they said they don't come out for that type of situation. Now you have to look at Lonsdale, I think it's Lados County. That's the sheriff department. That if they would have came out,
it could have been stopped.
And see, that's the thing where people don't realize that these law enforcement, they look for certain keywords. It's like sometimes you gotta, in order to get them out, you gotta lie. You gotta say, I'm in fear of my life.
But sometimes,
or they pulled a gun on me.
You gotta be careful with that. The way society is today, you say that somebody gonna get shot anyway.
Mm-hmm. But see, my thing is, if the law enforcement stood behind their oath, and I'm gonna just say it just like this, like I said about the Washington, police department, if they stand behind an oath and the purpose of them coming behind that uniform, that's another life that could have been saved.
It could have, because you really think she's gonna go in the room and pull out a gun if the police were on the way?
We can't say we cannot say that.
I'm just saying 9 out of 10, probably not.
Yeah, because there has been a situation here in Texas where when the cop came, he pulled the gun out, he shot the cop and her too.
Oh wow!
Mm-hmm.
So you really can't.
I've seen the video of that.
Yeah, you never know. In domestic situations, it's very dangerous. And then my thing is that you have some police departments. Not all police officers are the same. Mm-hmm. But you do have some that they'll sit back and they'll laugh, they'll make jokes about it. They don't take it serious because they don't have education and knowledge on the awareness of why a person go back or why a person stay or what they're going through in a domestic violence situation. That go for men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Some they don't understand the severity of the abuse. Some abuse cases where the person is mentally what I want to say
ill.
No, that's not what I'm looking for. It's where it's a codependency on the abuser, where they
it could be the same as like with females, like financial.
It's where the man or the woman got control of this up here. Mm-hmm. They got control of their mind. It's something they actually got to go see a psychiatrist to get removed out of their head.
Okay, Camilla says she shouldn't have had a gun in the house anyway with the children in the home.
Oh no, that's
no. Well, my thing is, I don't have a problem when a person have a gun in the home with children, as long as it's locked up in a safe place and the clip is separate. what I have a problem with a person of her stature that has a problem with anger issues
She shouldn't have a gun.
and that has a violent violent temper, had be possessing a gun. Because I feel like a person that has an anger problem, a person that's quick to throw something or swing something, they shouldn't have a gun. Period.
Absolutely.
Because this is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this person here, she has, I don't know, from what I see in the videos, I look at it and I just see a person with a temper.
Mm-hmm.
Temper, anger, want to be in control, narcissist behavior. And then you got the twin, the elder twin sitting there egging it on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
and I'm sorry, that's why I say in her being a conspiracy to the murder, I think she should get way more harsh of a penalty than the daughter will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she's the mother.
Yeah, because maybe they need to do a mental evaluation on her.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll kind of categorize with the role that her mother played.
Yeah.
Because my mama can't talk, because that's just like something as simple as my mom was like, give me their number. No, let me call them first and make sure it's okay.
Right.
No, mama, I'm not going to do that. But like with her, like, okay, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes you wonder what kind of mental set she has. She might appear to be this strong Black woman that don't take no mess, that
who?
To other weakling people.
Oh, okay. I had to make sure we put that out there now.
Yeah, thank you, Latasha. She said mind control. And my thing is like, I used to be that person that, I was in fear of my mother. It's like, if I didn't want to make her upset, I didn't want to disappoint her. So if she say, all right, or do something, I would jump until I got to the point where I was like, I can't do this no more. I got kids. I got a family. I'm grown now. I got to pay my own bill. But this woman here, to me, she was quick to call her mother to her home.
Too fast.
To control the situation to where she was also validating. Because I think it was Mr. Jones said it earlier, to where everything that the mother was saying, the daughter was just like co-signing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The mother.
He said, I don't cook. Yeah, he's saying we don't cook. And he said, he said, yeah.
But see, what I'm saying
in our company, that we call that an audience.
Yeah, but see what I'm seeing I'm listening to what coming out of her mouth, and I'm seeing what she complaining about. A man that's providing for the family, that goes out and help other people.
Yep.
And by her complaining that he won't cook for the kids, he must have been doing it. And she got accustomed and felt like that he should always do it no matter what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I see.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Camille says she could have shot anyone that was in the home, but she knew what she was doing and who she was going. That's something to think about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it was an accident,
she didn't point the gun nowhere else.
If it was an accident, why didn't it hit her mama?
Exactly.
See, that gave me something else to think about. Like, if you said you didn't mean to, and it was an accident, and you didn't know that it was the one in the chamber, then why was it the one you was arguing with that you was trying to keep from leaving, the one that got shot, instead of a bullet going somewhere else?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Why did bullet just hit the wall? If you didn't mean to do it, why didn't you just hit the wall on the side of them or above or somewhere else?
Right. It was all
because you got it pointed right exactly at him. Exactly.
So that lets you know right then and there, because the cops say he was shot in the back of the head. So now looking at this, my opinion is, I don't think it was an accident. I think you knew there was one in the chamber. You probably put one in the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
How can it be an accident when you got the gun pointed at him?
Yeah.
You ain't got
There's
it like
no
this.
accidents when you
ain't
got
it like this. You got it like this.
It didn't ricochet.
Right. And for it to be in the head, it's one of the parts of the body, like
how do we know that she's never spent time at gun ranges and things like that, so she knows exactly what she's doing?
Well, I know she spent time at the gun range. Because that's who buys a gun and don't practice using it.
I say less.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you. Oh my goodness.
Latasha said she carried out her play.
Yeah.
Yep, she did. She did. Now that you look at the whole thing, Mr. Jones right, Mr. Fletcher's right. She planned it. She is premeditated. And if you listen to everything tonight, it shows that this is what the court's going to see.
Yep. Well, we're going to see when they're coming up courts and see what's going to happen up next.
Yeah, because I'm going to be following
Girlfriend
this.
gone.
Mm-hmm.
Girlfriend is gone. But the mother, I don't know how Mississippi goes, because Mississippi is totally different from Texas laws. Because seeing what happened in Washington, similar, not too similar, but almost similar case. But one went into jail, nothing happened to the other one. So, because like remember Sienna Tucker? Our kid Sienna Tucker? Nothing happened to the stepdad, the ex-boyfriend, or the brother.
Mm-hmm. And it should have.
Now, I don't know Mississippi laws, but I know in Washington, they don't have the death penalty.
No.
Texas do.
Oh, yeah.
I think Mississippi do too.
They do?
Yeah. I think so.
I'm going to have to look that up.
I think that old Confederate state do.
Yes. Yep. Miss Foxy Brown says she was heartless, so I hope she don't get in court with that faker. She is.
Yeah,
stuff because I'm not buying it. She shouldn't get the death penalty.
She should
get, yes. And I agree, because I mean, just like I told Denise, I feel like the crime you commit is a crime you should serve.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Eye for eye, tooth for tooth.
That should be your time right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, regardless how you look at it, the kids don't have both parents anyway.
No.
Yeah.
No matter how you look at it, they have their grandmother. Now she got a set of twins and 2 others on her that she has to raise.
Yep.
While grieving.
Yes.
While grieving.
Yes. So it's just
I'm with
sad.
you on that. And get the mama too, though. That's all I'm saying. Just get the mama. That's why that's the only reason why I'm gonna follow this case, because I need to know if they're gonna get the mama. I need to know this. We got the suspect. We got the shooter.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to know if they're gonna get the mama.
The co-conspirator.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that the mom didn't come up with the plan to begin with? She was putting everything in Khadijah's ear. You know what I'm saying?
And one more thing I would really love to say is that, when we have all these rallies when cops kill black people and things, this is something that black people need to be standing at the courthouse about. Like, yeah, she got to go and get mama too.
Yeah.
Get all of them.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Because like you said, an accessory.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, this has been, I hate to say a good show, but,
good conversation.
It's been good conversation, very fruitful. It helped me to see things other than that. But, I do appreciate everybody out there on both Facebook pages, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch for tuning in. The ones that commented in. I'm going to say the viewers out there, anyone out there that sees this show, that the grandmother, that's a lot on her hands. It's enough dealing with that you got to bury your son.
The crazy
but
thing.
now you got to raise 2 kids. So if anybody want to open their heart and want to donate to the grandmother to help towards anything with the kid, nothing is too small. There's a Cash App down here. It's the $ Teresa Thompson 93.
That's my maiden name.
Yeah, I know. But
but it's not me.
No relation.
No relation.
No kid.
I can't.
Yes.
My family go far.
Yes. So my thing is that this is sad. My heart goes out. This is something that could have been avoidable, but appears to have been planned.
Yes.
In our opinion, and it's sad. It's really sad. And it just when I saw this video, this is a video that no one is going to forget.
No,
especially the children.
The children. This is everlasting. The uncle.
We just ask that y'all keep the family in prayer, the children, the uncle, the mom, because to lose a child, from one mother to another that had to bury, children, it's not easy to live with.
No.
And then you got to bury his offspring. I mean, you got to raise his offspring. God forgive me, I rebuke that. But you got to raise the offsprings of his, and it's really sad. So I know I'm gonna be sending something to the Cash App because that's just how we do
Yep.
here on the Unspoken Heart.
On
That's the
behalf
way.
of Real Spirit Radio, we definitely will be doing that as well.
And we'll go over to Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones, tell everyone a little bit about yourself because you're new to our show. This is the first time here, and you have something really good going on with your radio.
Well, a little bit about myself. I started out in computer design, science, and technology. Went from there to sound production and engineering. Went from that to DJing, and when I started back DJing, because I DJed as a child, but when I went back to DJing about 2 years ago now, I've been in it heavy, and I decided to create a brand for myself that would bring us together as people and give us somewhere where we can sit, we can listen to music, we can have our libations, we can laugh, we can cry, we can joke. I let panelists come up and talk. We discuss everything from regular problems to relationship problems to politics and things of that nature. I just see myself as a person that is tired of hearing everybody say, see, this is why black folks can't do this, or see, this is why black folks can't do that. And I'd rather be the person that say, I ain't contributing to what y'all saying we can't do. I don't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be a part of the solution.
Yes.
Love it, love it, love it. And I just seen a comment, and I love my sisters, I do, but I disagree. My thing is, we really don't know if they had insurance or not. And my thing is, whether a person got insurance or not, any little bit helps, any bit extra helps out, because I'm not looking at the insurance, I'm not looking at the grandmother, I'm looking at the children, and we want to extend our love out to the children.
Yes.
So,
absolutely.
Some gifts or whatever.
Yes, because just like with Sienna, she had insurance, but we still sent the baby her birthday gifts in the package and the Christmas. We just wanted to show love. So, if all y'all want to reach out to the grandmother and, in love and, for the kids,
Oh yeah,
the Cash App is right there. And,
definitely
the Unspoken Heart, we will be also doing something as well.
Yeah.
We've been so tied up with the getting awards out to the poetry winners and trying to balance out with the Mother's Day gift basket raffle. So it's been kind of hard, So, I personally want to thank Mr. Jones for coming on, being a part of our panel, and bringing his fruitfulness here, and blessing our screen as well. And I'm just gonna go to him before we end. I'm gonna go to him and ask him if he would give us the nutrition for today.
We spoke on it earlier, and I think I'll piggyback off of it. Something that I give to people on my panel as much as I possibly can, which is love is something that we don't own. And so therefore, if love is something that we don't own, then you have to understand that as the gift that God gave you of love, like he said that God so loved the world, right? So if God so loved the world, then that means that is the sole controller of love. So if you got that gift from God when he so loved the world, then what you should be doing is giving it to yourself. And you should be looking for people that give that same love and intention to themselves. Not for them to take their love and pour it with you so that they have their cup empty, but for you guys to equally share love backwards and forwards, so that if there's something wrong, just like in this case of this young man losing his life, I think that had he had a true understanding of love, and had this young lady had a true understanding of loving herself, they wouldn't be in this situation. And even so, I'm not trying to take no blame off of the young lady because she's guilty as charged. But I do think if he loved himself and had a true understanding of love for himself, he would have probably gotten out of the way of this a little bit quicker than he did. But I can say that because in my own life, it took me 36 years to learn how to love myself. And so with that saying, I say to you, understand that love is something that you can't give to somebody. It is something that you share with somebody so that when they decide to take their love and their body and everything else that they leave you with, you'll still have love for yourself instead of doing things of this nature.
Yeah, deep.
Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, I was going over the comments, and my apologies, Latasha, before she called me on video call for me. I said that before you mentioned the Cash App. That's my baby, though. That's my baby. But I really appreciate this, and I appreciate everyone tuning in today. Joining in with this subject. We don't have a topic right now, but just continue to watch my post next week and to see what the next topic is.
We do take suggestions.
Yeah, we do take suggestions, though. You surely do. And all you had to do is either inbox it to me on TikTok, inbox it on Facebook, or email me at the unspokenheart70@aol.com, and we will suggest it. I really appreciate y'all. And y'all been great on here. I really appreciate everything y'all done. This panel here, they've been fabulous. And I look for y'all next week. Hopefully we'll have Mr. Jones back on another date. He's been I really enjoyed him today. So
thank you for bringing me.
No problem, anytime. So don't forget about the Mother's Day gift basket raffle. Make sure you go on the post on Facebook and put your purple heart, and then inbox me your phone number, and you'll be entered into the contacts. We will have 2 mothers that may win the gift basket for Mother's Day. So make sure you keep your eyes open. We see you next week, and much love.
Peace, love, and light.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Amen. Amen.
Blessings.
Hey, Bunny Lux. Go back to the doctor.